All right. Good morning, Don. Don is one of our partners with Xperience Real Estate. And Don, I wanted to ask you, first question is, tell me a little bit about why you chose Xperience.
Absolutely. Why experience real estate? Honestly, while I've been in business for a number of years, almost 15 years, I figured out that I was trying still to figure it out on my own, trying to figure out the admin piece, the coaching piece, the database and the marketing piece. And so obviously Experience has it all figured out and then some on the MREA level. So it was a no-brainer.
Perfect, perfect. So you've had a pretty good start to your year. Tell me a little bit about the success you've recently been having.
Absolutely. And it was really digging in deep with fourth quarter work, absolutely, in understanding what it takes to win the week, having the win the week competition, and even the competition here in the last 2 weeks with setting and going on appointments.
Hmm.
I really contributed to that and making sure that I finished my year strong, because we all know the work that we do today is going to be the results we'll see in 90 days, and quite honestly, sometimes 6 months. So it was really just focusing and making those calls and the follow-up calls.
Cool. Calls and follow-ups. And so what did that result in business-wise?
Absolutely. So right now I have 4 listings signed for January that were expired.
Hmm.
2 out of the 5 that are pending are expired. And I have one one verbal expired listing I'm going to get signed today, and 2 appointments set for the next few days.
That's
So
awesome.
pretty
That is
excited.
an amazing start to the year. So that's four new listings taken, 5 pending, and then one verbal listing, and then another 2 listings or listing appointments coming up.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Congratulations. That's an amazing start to the year. Um,
Thank you.
so yeah, so you brought up expireds, and as the market shifts, and we're seeing the market shifting across the country, expireds become a big opportunity for agents. And there's many reasons why properties expire, whether it be overpricing, lack of marketing, many different things. So tell me a little bit about how you've approached expireds and taking expired listings.
Absolutely. So the way that I approached expireds, and before I joined Experience, I was working expireds, and the key is the consistency, right?
Mhm.
Definitely the key is the consistency. So my success has been through the Experience real estate model, the lead generation lever, and then there's tools, systems, and models. So that's following the call schedule. I would have never thought to call 2, 3 times a day, right, for that day 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, etc.
Mhm.
And you just keep on making those calls. Absolutely. And then when we talk about the systems, tools, and models, of course, with Experience, we get the dialer, the triple dialer, using the single dialer, working with the data services that come in, and then working connecting those leads with the database as well.
Yeah, awesome. So it's the full system from one getting the information to reaching out to them, and having a specific schedule for reaching out to them, for when you call them and how many times you reach out to them, and then having a follow-up system, right, with them. So through campaigns and follow-up calls.
Absolutely. So not only is it the phone calls and the schedules with the phone calls, especially with the expireds, doing the pop buys, it's a no-brainer. Everybody's looking for leads, right? So you have the owners, at the very least, you have the owner's address, right? And you know, yesterday they wanted to sell, last week they wanted to sell, and they haven't been relisted. So even if you don't find a phone number and you know it's an expired, that you can, really help, obviously you go knock on their door. And then with the experience model for expireds, obviously with the call schedule, and then you have so many that you're committed to doing the pop buys, right? And then the mailers as well. So it's the swarm approach or the land, sea, and air approach, right? You're making sure that they're covered by all bases. And quite honestly, like I've heard before, the powers in your physical presence. They may get 50 phone calls from agents, and they do, obviously. How many agents are actually knocking on their door and dropping off helpful information, right? You give us that information with the ebooks. One is the number one reason why your home didn't sell, and it's not about the price. We have the professional pre-listing and listing presentations, and then the postcards, and there's plenty of follow-up pieces. And then you talked about campaigns as well once you get their email address. So everything's there. We just need to do it.
Yeah, you've got all the pieces. Now it's just performing, right? Everything else is done for you. You just need to perform. Awesome. So something that I think is really interesting about your story with Xperience is that it's that a lot of the expireds that you just listed, you've been following up with them for a little while now. So when did you start talking with most of those expireds?
Absolutely. I'm so great you mentioned that, because that's two things. Is let me check my notes here. Is you plant the seed, right? You make that initial call, and then you do the follow-up calls, which is like watering the seed. There is one listed appointment I'm going on today. I checked how many times I called. I called 15 times, and I went by that property twice, and they've got 3 to 4 mailers before I actually connected with them. And then that seller ended up reaching out to me. And another one was I called 12 times, and he finally picked up. And he honestly didn't really want to talk. And the property that he had withdrawn from the market was one that he wasn't selling. And I, asked the question, well, who else do you know from school or work around the area that maybe want to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate? And he's like, well, so then the truth comes out, and he has another property, so on and so forth. So a lot of those I've been making the phone calls 10, 12, 15 times. And or even if I'm able to do like a face-to-face, I have one that I've listed that was expired pop by. So the second time that I went over there, then they opened the door, and probably kept in touch with her for easily 3 months. And then also to add to that, the success also comes not from the new expireds, but from the old expireds as well. Mm-hmm. Right? And this is the perfect time of year, and especially if anybody is watching this, I'm telling you, and they have any desire to obviously increase their business and partner with Xperience. This is the best time of year, because guess what? It's a new year. And that's a great question to ask. Hey, I noticed your home was on the market for sale last year. Even the best homes don't sell the first time around. With the new year ahead, have you thought about maybe, selling again?
Awesome. I love that. And so hearing that consistency is really key with Xperience. Not just calling once and then forgetting about them, but calling once and calling twice and calling 12 times and stopping by. So tell me about the organization that you have to keep up with these calls. What does that look like?
Right. So again, it's the systems and tools and models. It's everything. It's the gift that you guys have given us, right, in partnering with us in terms of creating action plans within Mojo, and then once I connect with them, putting them over into Sync or the database and the campaigns, and even doing video as well.
Okay.
So yeah, absolutely, it's definitely a lot of the tools that we've been given.
Cool. So one last question. So for anybody that's looking to grow their expired business, what's something that they should be focusing on, and what's some advice that you'd have for them?
Right. So it's definitely, they say the fortune is in the follow-up, and it's the follow-up. Whether they're fresh expired, newly expired, or even an old expired, you can take them through the proven plan that we have, right, with Xperience and the lead generation lever is follow up, plant the seed. Even if you don't make the connection, right, water, keep on watering the seed, you're cultivating it. And they will definitely remember you when they do have that need.
Awesome.
And or you're owning the mind share of real estate. So if they're friends or coworkers.
Yeah, great. Cool. Well, Dawn, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. And congratulations on all your success that you're having. Looking forward to seeing more of that.
Yes, thank you. And thank you so much. When we talk about the 4 C's, right, with Xperience Real Estate, the coaching, consulting, collaboration, and commitment, it all comes together, right? A lot of agents will just focus on, oh, I need to set the appointment, or their success is measured by the number of appointments or the closings that they have. And it's a, an all around approach with it's the coaching that's made me successful. It's a collaboration, hearing what the other agents are doing and what's working for them and not working, and of course the coaching as well, right? So we're always constantly being pushed, and then being on the trainings or the hangouts where we're talking about expireds and other lead generation sources on a regular basis. And then it comes down to the commitment, right? Here are my goals, and I'm working, and I'm working the plan. So thank you very much.
Yeah, 4 C's. It's really important to us. Cool.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Dawn.
All right. Thank you. Good seeing you.
See you.